My name is Veikka Somerma. I live in Finland.
I was born here in Helsinki, Finland. Been here, living here for like 30 years.
I'm from the south of Finland, so we were born in this area, like not exactly Helsinki, but in the sort of suburbs we used to live.
It's a small city. It's incredibly safe. You can cycle everywhere.
Helsinki is really multicultural now. It's changed a lot since I moved back.
Then from Chile, just moved to Finland, like to the other side of the world.
I moved maybe 2.5 years ago.
You can be a really good artist, but if you're in a really shitty place and you don't do anything about it.
Think about, well, what do you really want to do and what are you really good at? Or what would you like to try that you never did at home? Maybe this is the time.
If you push good enough, you're always going to meet someone who's going to believe in you and you're going to end up in the right place.
You can actually be big in this small country, and that's super important.
What do you think about the Finnish community?
It's weird.
Why?
Our games are very story-driven. New story, moving the characters, steady.
I've been playing this game, Rage of Bahamut.
I mean, I'm a huge gamer myself. I love games, and I play them a lot. I play too much games, and I'm very, very passionate about them.
For game artists, I think it must be in your DNA.
I guess one misperception is that people think game artists, they think artists, but the art really is tied very close to the game, and you have to understand the game side as well.
And for quite a long time I didn't even think that working on games could be a profession in a way.
I actually maybe always wanted to make games, but it took a long time before I actually realized that I can make games as a living.
Now it feels a bit silly to think that.
In '95 I was 13. I got a PC, my first proper PC, and I got Deluxe Paint and started doing pixel stuff and started animating that. I wanted to get things moving on the screen. I was like, if I could do, can I do animation? Can I do a game?
I did mods for games when I was a kid. Like I did levels for Quake and Duke Nukem.
And I remember in the 90s, in all Latin America, we have the huge boom of anime. And I remember at 6 years old, I saw my first Dragon Ball Z movie, and I saw these like crazy guys fighting each other with the crazy yellow hair, and I was like, what is this? I need to draw, and I was drawing all the day these characters.
Some people know it from the beginning that they want to do art. Quite many don't have that.
I was a dancer for a while. But yeah, I was dancer when I was 5 years old. I was very much into fine arts, painting.
Me and my brother both were always drawing, kind of growing up, and I think it was to do with being stuck in a summer cabin somewhere in the middle of Finland with nothing to do.
I remember we always went to like grandpa's place, and it was like just old people, and we had like 6 hours of nothing to do. But I didn't take it seriously. It was more like a hobby and to pass the time. There was no dreams attached to it. It was more like just the thing I do.
But at some point it came this university, it was Universidad Mayor, they came with the career of 3D and animation. And I was, actually this exists. I never knew that actually this career exists.
And once I saw like Craig Mullis and these guys paint, I was like, this is exactly what I liked about traditional, but holy crap, these guys are doing it on the computer.
I found myself doing art every single day at home. Like if you imagine like doing 8 hours at work, then you go home and you do 8 hours of work, but it's the passion work that you do at the evenings and the late nights.
The thing is, at some point I was like, you know what are you in your inside? I want to be an artist, I want to work in video games. And of course, in Chile, people expect from you being an engineer, being a lawyer, a doctor or whatever. No matter how, if you want to impress people or you want to please, let's say, your parents, the society, you cannot lie yourself.
I just started to realize how bad I actually was. Like going through the internet and seeing actually how good other people are. You're like, wow, I can't do anything like this. So one summer I decided that, okay, I'm gonna draw every day and then quit. But I never quit, so I never actually made a decision to do this for a living. It just kind of like happened because I wanted to get better, and then people started paying me for this.
Remedy released their first game, Death Rally. This was kind of top-down 2D, crazy driving game, and it was kind of first Finnish game that I heard about. It was super awesome. I played it a lot. So like later when I was in senior secondary school, they actually came to the school and talked about Max Payne. And then I kind of remembered that, oh, there are these guys and they're actually making games in Finland and they're actually making money with that. Then I realized that I really can do this here.
But the game community here, it's really big. Yeah. And if you see the t-shirts, there's a lot of different names in the t-shirts in terms of companies. So you have a lot of companies here. Yeah. That's really crazy. Minefield games.
The Finnish game industry, I think, at the moment is kind of famous because of companies like Trojan and Supercell, you know, Clash of Clans and whatnot.
Right now, the game industry is in a boom here in Finland, so it's the moment to do stuff. Like, if you're a good artist, this is the moment to start move things around, to start your own working in startups.
Like the history of the... But that is something that you guys have. You guys have people with experience. Because in normal countries, it's young kids or people with 6-7 years of experience at trying to make stuff. And you guys have stories of people with 10 years, 15 years in the industry. Like,
I think that might be one of the reasons why these small game companies begin to pop up here and there.
Now here in Finland we have Supercell and Rovio doing big things, and I think they're being a big part of making Finnish industry becoming bigger. Not just for them, but for others too. Like, they get inspired by the big guys.
I learned here from a lot of people that the boom of game startups, it's because of Supercell.
Yeah.
And obviously you guys know that or are starting to realize that.
Before I moved here, I saw the graphics of Clash of Clans. I played it a bit. I loved it.
I actually applied here because I saw them to do massive complex game in a very short time period. And I was actually really humbled to see what they could do in such way.
The creative freedom in the small teams just sounded attractive.
The idea is that facilitate the game developers to do the best games they can. Once you hear that kind of stuff in the interview, you're kind of sold.
Armada is a new mobile games company which is founded here in Helsinki, Finland. So we're working for tablets, phones, iOS, Android. So we're doing a sort of next-gen mobile game.
I was doing mostly freelancing. Then I remember Ville. He saw my artwork in Facebook communities in Finland. He was like, hey, let's grab a beer. We have this huge project going on that's gonna start next year. So I started in February, and it was, I have to say, the best company that I ever been in terms of everything, environment, salary.
All of my, for example, freelancing jobs I've gotten because I uploaded my stuff over the internet, and even this one, they Ministry asked me if I wanted to join the company as a concept artist, and I said, yeah, sure, if you know, that works. And now I work as a full-time concept artist. Yes, this is the premises. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, that could be something. I don't know, because AR could be also done.
Täytyy päättää joku tietyn tyylinen ratkaisu, että sitten ei tule semmoista every other band.
I discovered yesterday a lot of French, a lot of British,
really?
Cool. Mexican, Brazilians. You guys have a lot of foreigners. A lot of people want to work here.
We got a pretty good international team. We brought people from the Netherlands, and one guy from Chile, and one from Italy, and one from Spain, and one Belgian.
But that is something really cool at the end. But
that's good for the artists, for example. Like salaries has risen because of the competition.
Yeah, I think they have gone up.
At the end is really good for you guys.
So in Finland we have Rovio, Supercell, Remedy, all these companies. So if you want to have a world-class team, you might have to even go outside of Finland.
I was in Chile. I was living in Chile. I just moved here 1.5 years ago. So all these buildings here, this is one of the, in a way, oldest. Well, it still is hard because coming from Latin America, then with Paulina, my wife, we decide, okay, move to Finland, let's get married. It was kind of an adventure. Let's do this.
Okay, no.
I'm extremely happy that I've been lucky that I came just to live in this place because it's really near the center, but you have because this is like an island in a way. You have a really nice view from all the coast to everything. So it's really nice if you want to go and relax or draw or whatever. I was traveling to Finland. At some point I was in an airport only with my suitcase. No place to sleep, no place to go, nothing. Funny thing, I bring my PS3 with all my games. Because I spent so much money on it, I was feeling so bad to sell it. I was like, fuck it, I will just bring it. I bring this one, give me a really good friend of mine, and he knows that I like Saint Seiya. And of course, I was a huge fan of Nintendo, and I'm really huge fan of Zelda.
10 years ago, the industry was quite different. Here in Finland, much smaller. There were very few companies, less opportunities. So basically I went abroad I wanted to kind of learn stuff, so like to reach out from the small community here. So I got a 3D artist job at Team 17 in the UK.
2008 I got an offer from Funcom on Age of Conan because of those barbarians I had been posting on Sejun forums. So I moved to Oslo.
You have to sometimes take decisions.
2010 I moved to Canada
look good
for BioWare.
Something, but you just fight for it. Like,
from BioWare I left
no matter how
to Germany,
push you down, you have to believe in yourself.
And then I moved back to Finland.
I came back to start the company, but also because of family, because I have 2 kids, and here I felt the safety net was a bit better.
In Finland there's a lot of good things, of course, like it's free healthcare.
There is no pollution, you can go for walks, you can go to a park, you can go and draw, always is safe, it's quiet. I think for artists it's really cool place to focus on your craft.
So my role is to help people who are, especially those moving to Finland to work for Supercell, helping before they leave home with the moving process, and then once they're here, helping them adjust and get the best out of life in Helsinki.
So what you guys are doing is like, you guys just make an inception or just plug your mentality in the foreigners because they became like you guys.
Maybe. But I think like the people who move here, they also like the mentality we have.
The good thing about Finland, the people doesn't come with bullshit. They're very honest, they're very humble in a way, so it's really good to work with them.
Supercell.
Yes.
He's my boss.
No, there's no bosses. So the team is kind of organically formed, or is very organically formed. So there is no like from top down saying that you need to go there. You basically have the decision of yourself.
The more that the team is interacting, more you're on the same page.
You have way more to say in a company. I never feel so respect as an artist. But the good thing is like I don't waste my time while I'm working in sense that the 8-7 hours that I'm here,
you're only
all the time working.
One of the first things people notice when they move here is that the parks and the supermarkets are full of people around 4:30 or 5 because people don't work long hours. Finnish people tend to get things done really efficiently, and then you have more time for outside, so that's also a real bonus.
We reserved a week for this, and this is sort of halfway, so I still 2.5 more days to work on that.
He's doing all the interface and stuff. So we're working on a mobile game.
We have a blooming game industry, but I think most of the companies here do mobile games, and we only have like maybe 2-3 companies that do like AAA games, for example, like Remedy.
With Nokia, which was Finnish mobile phone company, everybody was working on mobile before it became a thing, so before iPhone. So I think that's one of the reasons why mobile is so hot here, is that there's a lot of expertise on the technical side.
Here, if you're a programmer, you're artist, you're a designer, you have an idea, you find a team, and you start with like 2 people, 3 people, and you start the team, you start the project.
Clash Royale is actually created by a server engineer, and it's something that he always wanted to do, and he had the possibility to do it. There hasn't been a single game like this before, so we created something completely new.
We're just updating all the visuals. I can show you how the old one looks.
When Clash was done, there was, of course, other companies interested how did we actually manage to do the game. I heard the story when there was a room full of people with like black suits and very serious attitude asking like how did we do the game. and we say like it's like this is how we made it, and they just didn't believe it.
Of course, always have to get better.
If you want to do something that stands out, you're taking risks, and if you're taking risks, there's a chance to fail, and if it fails, as long as you learn something, then it's fine.
We have a slogan that the best teams make the best games, but I find
it used to be the best people make the best games.
Yeah,
that was the best teams.
Yeah, there was one game that worked with, and there was the best talents in the team, but the chemistry just didn't match exactly, even though they were the best guys. After that, we decided that it's actually the best teams that make the best games, which is kind of funny, but is it reality?
Yeah. So this is where you tell my mom, only 5 guys make this game.
Yeah.
Sometimes there might be companies where a programmer comes to tell you that something doesn't look right, and an artist might feel like, hey, I'm the artist here, right? But the thing is, they are not commenting necessarily about your art, they're commenting about the game. And everybody knows game, even if they don't know how to do server engineering.
There is a community, comparing with the other countries where there is no community. The problem is a strange community.
What makes it strange?
They share information, but not the passion.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think
Finns are like, I think the Finnish community is very passionate, but they just don't show it in the same way.
Well, maybe it's that. Well, it's that, to be honest. But when I say about passion, I'm a Latin. The passion, we show the passion.
The Latin and the Finns.
No, but we show the passion, and you are right about that.
I got more into the kind of Finnish art community that we have now here in Finland, which is actually fairly active and continues to grow every single day.
Yeah. Even Finkonauts, how many guys you have nowadays in Finkonauts? 1,000?
1,500 or something, 1,700.
Finkonauts is like this artist group in Finland. And I've been in some meetings and the guys are really nice, but I noticed that Finnish is a little bit more stiff, not so easy.
We're not very social with new people, but when we get to know people, we're very social. So
something that is funny, if you're in the tram stop, people are like 3 meters from each other, but if you're in sauna, everyone are naked together. It's something really weird.
I'm playing more Boom Beach in the last 2 days. When I'm in because the sunrise at 5 o'clock, I'm struggling with that. So I spend 2 hours playing Boom Beach in Flash.
Come here like middle of the summer.
It'll be different, but that's a strange thing here that I'm not.
It goes down. It's just kind of the sun goes like circles in the sky. You'll enjoy it.
It really depends on what time of year you arrive. So if you arrive in November at the beginning of winter, the first thing to adjust to is the really short, dark days.
The winter is winter, but we have a good summer too.
In Finland, like, you guys have everything here. I'm in love with this fucking country because it's really, really clean, no bullshit. Everybody can walk years on the street. Everybody is different. There is no people saying. There's no pointing fingers.
One thing about the Finnish culture is that if people say they'll do it, they'll probably do it. So they might be more hesitant to commit, let's say, I'm going to go to this event, because when they say they go, they actually will go.
The gaming ones are pretty well organized and there's a lot of people.
We basically, me and Sami and Tuomas Korpi, I don't know if you know.
I know.
Like, we're all from the same school, from the same class, and he's my brother.
It is not that big, I have to say. Like, the artist community in Finland definitely exists.
There is one thing about the smallness, is that when you have a smaller group, often it's tighter, and often they're more willing to help each other, and you know the preciousness of these people. So in that case, maybe that they are more helpful.
And normally artists, they don't share anything. So it's really hard to connect, it's really hard to make stuff. You guys share information. It's quite unique. That's something that I never discover before I arrived to Finland about what community is.
It's actually something that in Finland the game industry is very, very common, that companies talk to each other and almost help each other, because we don't see each other as competitors as much as maybe in other countries. So.
You have a bigger vision for the company.
Actually, the other thing about like outside help, maybe to many people it's considered like outsourcing, but we like to consider it as some kind of relationship, like a partnership.
You guys have the experience, you guys have the honesty, you guys have the knowledge. Comparing with the other countries, you guys in a top level position. I'm really impressed.
It's really, really kind of good community, very active one, very, very proactive community. I think that's also why game industry is successful here, because people like to do things themselves.
At the end of the day, like guys from Finland, I'm always saying this, like Finland, the middle of near Russia and Lithuania, like 6 months of no sun, 5 million people, they make this.
We're getting a lot of investment money for like game companies. Of course, like it's kind of risk money, so not all companies going to survive. But I think that some of them are going to be big, and those who are not going to succeed, the big guys are going to hire them. So it's going to be okay for everyone.
Yeah, there's still hope. Yeah.
This one I wanted to kind of draw like a rim light. Games are really huge industry and they're growing all the time, and they're probably eclipse movies in many ways.
I think it's pretty important that there's kind of somebody showing that you can do this.
Today I'm feeling really grateful of all this road that I've been through.
So yeah, it wasn't easy. It required like thousands of hours of like really hard work, but I guess it paid off.
How do you think Supercell can change the world?
I mean, wow, that was a deep question.
I know.
I don't know how Supercell is gonna.
What's the future of Supercell?
Making good games.
It's possible anything can happen when you just kind of have the right people and you have the same goals, and just go for it. I would almost guarantee that there's something magical happening there.